So this is the third time I've had to redo this video. YouTube. The first time was due to technical difficulties and a misunderstanding. The second time was due to the fact that, well, I mispronounced or missaid a couple of words. But anyway, if you saw my last video, the one where I talked about, the one I deleted it for good reason, because a number of people were trying to pin me against my friends on Discord by trolling and saying a whole bunch of shit. And someone showed me the rest of the conversation that Discord had about me when I'd left, and they have every right to be pissed. However, this is what I believe happened. The sex doll, they got me. They were doing it because they were trying to make me feel better about my shitty circumstances right now. And it worked, except here's what happened. The sex doll they ordered, the sex doll that my fans ordered, was poorly made. And on top of that, shipping did a horrible job handling it. That by the time I got my sex doll, there were little surface marks on the doll, like on the inside of the leg and shit, that were missing bits of silicone. The posable skeleton was poking through the fingers. There were fingernails missing off the doll's hands. You know what I'm saying? And the combination of the doll being made poorly, the combination of that plus the way shipping and handled the doll and the packaging, and then people saying a whole bunch of shit about Discord that wasn't true, it legitimately made me think that Discord was trying to troll me. And for that I apologize. I know it doesn't mean much at this point, because after everything that happened, I could have handled that situation a lot better. But because the doll was poorly made, normally when you have a sex doll, 1 to 2 years of use, it's going to have some wear and tear. It's going to need some TLC, I get that. But I used the doll a whole night and then some in the morning, and that's when I noticed the vagina starting to tear, which led me to believe that maybe I should have got a sleeve for the vagina before actually using it. And, you know, I could have kept the doll and fixed it all up and everything, and not broken it, you know. But the doll in question was poorly made. I don't know which company made it, but, and it's not just sex dolls, YouTube. If you're ordering anything online, whether you're getting somebody a gift or ordering the product for yourself, when you're trusting somebody with the service and you're paying them money for that service, you would expect them to be good on their word. You know, this would be no different if you bought an electric guitar online and the minute you got it, you tried to plug it into your amp and the amp jack didn't work. You'd either take it to a guitar shop or you'd send it back to the company you got it from and be like, look, this is bullshit. You know? And because I have Asperger's and I struggle with social situations, people will often take advantage of that fact, and they use that to fuck with me on social media, and it ain't right. I was trying to see if I could work on dual guitar for GarageBand, but then GarageBand was giving me technical difficulties, and then I had a string on my guitar snap. I was able to replace it, obviously, at the moment, which is good. But, you know, after I deleted that video that I made last night because I thought Discord was trolling me, which, given the circumstances of what happened, and the circumstances being, again, the doll was poorly made, the shipping didn't handle it very nicely, and people were saying a lot of shit about Discord. The combination of those three things alone, and then the doll breaking while I was using it, like the tear starting to develop and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate the fact that my fans are trying to make me happy, and in hindsight, I wish they would have handled that situation a lot better. I could have very easily stashed the doll in my closet until it got fixed, you know, but I didn't think that through. The combination of negative emotions I was feeling when the whole thing happened, you know what I'm saying, YouTube? It made me do some stupid things. And I feel really stupid for actually believing the crap people were trying to say about the other people on Discord. And the fact of the matter is, you know, a lot of them are very disappointed in me right now, and as am I, you know. But a lot of them still watch my videos and follow me on YouTube, which says something, you know. And if I would have mentioned it before the doll was even purchased, I think this whole thing would have been avoided completely. But I kind of lost interest in the sex doll for the moment being, just because, you know, one, I didn't have the money for it, and two, I had other things I wanted to spend my money on. And I kind of felt like that if I got a sex doll, it would hurt my chances even more of getting an actual girlfriend. And I'm young enough now that I got plenty of time in my life that even though I don't believe it, and even though I talk a lot of mad shit, people have been saying that I'll find the right girl someday. I personally don't believe it. I personally believe I'll be alone the rest of my life. I've just kind of come to accept that, you know. But that stems from having no confidence in myself. Well, that stems from having no confidence in myself whatsoever freaking ever. And the last 3 times I've had to remake this video, they were all way too fucking long and drawn out. And redo the video for the 3rd or 4th time, keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Now, another thing I want to talk about is I had an interview with Tommy Talks that I thought went rather well. I'd never seen Tommy laugh that hard in my life, so I made someone laugh. That felt kind of good. And another thing, not even 5 minutes after I destroyed my sex doll, one of my friends was going through suicidal depression, and then I was able to talk him out of it. Him and his wife were having some issues, and I was able to convince him that he needs to work it out with his wife. And which is good that him and his wife are working it out, because they're having a wedding vow. My buddy and his wife are having a wedding vow renewal in Vegas, and they're going to take several months to save up for it. And my buddy, he says, "Hey man, my friend, he says, I want you to be my best man for that." Really can't pass that up, you know what I'm saying? So, not like I'd want to. Now, the only time that I couldn't attend my homie's wedding vow renewal for him and his wife is if, say, I had a job and I was working and I couldn't get the time off, kind of thing. Yeah. But with a lot of people losing their jobs around town, not a whole lot of places are hiring because people are having a hard time staying open. And on top of that, they're just trying to keep what little employment they have. That's kind of the state of the economy in Casper right now. And it fucking sucks. You know what I'm saying? And having state budget cuts doesn't help either. But I'm not here to talk about Casper's shitty economy and job market right now. No. I'm here to full out say I'm sorry for the way I overreacted to those shitty circumstances. And of course for believing those trolls. I know to my Discord peeps right now, or who still follow me on YouTube, maybe my apology doesn't mean much now. You know, I know Vapor doesn't believe me when I say I'm going to pay him back that $1,000, and that's not the point. I know that's not the point, you know. But people get screwed over ordering stuff online all the goddamn time. It's unfortunate when people order stuff online and they get the package that they ordered and it's not right. You know, I had a very similar experience when I ordered a bicycle engine kit from a company online. When the kit got to my doorstep, it was missing parts that the YouTube video said it was supposed to include. Not only that, but during the break-in period, when half the gas tank ran out, the engine just quit working. It wouldn't turn over. And then I overmixed the fuel and eventually undermixed it, and the piston just blew. I blew the piston on my bicycle engine kit. And that was the end of the Beach Cruiser saga right there. Or the motorized beach cruiser saga, I should say, whatever the fuck you want to call it, yeah. But right after I did the Tommy Talks interview, I got to work planning out this video right here. And then I had technical difficulties with the first one, and that one got deleted. The second one, I mispronounced a lot of my words or said the wrong thing, said something else that I didn't mean to say. Got my words twisted up and all that usual bullshit. So this third one is a bit better. It's short, sweet, and to the point. The fact that I have homies and fans that are still willing to hang out with me and support me on YouTube, even though I did this shit, means a lot to me. Like, I'll never forget that. Even in my darkest hour in life, I will never forget that. There are people who genuinely care about me on social media. There are people out there who care about me. And there are people who pretend to care about me just to fuck with me. And then there are people who are just blatantly trolling me. Because not even 58 minutes after I did the interview with Tommy Yancey 2010, some dick fuck stole one of my pictures offline and made some fake ass YouTube account and commented on the interview, "I'm not in this interview, this is all a bunch of bullshit." And I immediately responded to that comment with, "You're not the real KingCobraJFS, I am." And then after I did that, I got that person's account terminated. I don't know why people gotta fuck with me so hard, but after what I did, I kind of deserve it, to be honest with you. So, yeah. I was just kind of pissed off when the doll broke before I destroyed it completely, that my fans were sold a shitty made sex doll and that UPS did a horrible job handling it. So by the time I got the doll, the skeleton was poking through the fingers in the hand, and that nails were missing from the doll's hand and shit like that, you know. And there were chunks of silicone. At a distance it looked good, but like you got up close, you could see little things here and there, which were easy to overlook. But then when the vagina itself tore on the sex doll, instead of me just getting a sleeve, and then I had people telling me that, oh, blah, 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 Discord's a bunch of trolls, blah, 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 and me believing that is what led me to do what I did. But then after I did it, I realized, wait a second, how could these people be trolls if they send you stuff like this, you know? And then it hit me, and then after realizing, oh fuck, I feel like a huge dick right now, kind of thing. Like, I don't know how to come back from something like this, you know. This whole incident has made me look like a huge dick, and it also might give the wrong impression of me on YouTube, you know. This whole situation could generate a lot of hate for me, so yeah. Or after I came clean with my story on Facebook, this one chick contacted me on Facebook. I used to go to high school with her, and she was all like, well, I'm going to unfollow you now. And it's because she genuinely showed me sympathy when she believed the story that I told on Facebook along with everybody else. That's why she unfollowed me. And my comment response to her was, that's okay if you want to unfollow me. I got plenty of hot chicks that follow me on Facebook. You're just one less. And she thumbs up the comment. And she responded to that comment with, right, because that's why you have a girlfriend. Good luck with your life. And I wanted to respond with, liking the comment I responded to your comment with, that is so typical you, good luck with your life, smiley face. But before I had a chance to respond to that comment, she'd already unfollowed me from Facebook, and whether or not she unfriended me, I don't know. But even though she acted like that, I'm still going to support her art page. So, you know, if you can check out Kylene Michelle Bennett's art page on Facebook, that would be super cool. Yeah. And I can understand why she acted the way she did, because, like a lot of people, she was pissed that she was kind of lied to. But the embarrassment of breaking the sex doll by excessively fucking it too much. And the anger that my fans got sold a cheap-ass made sex doll. And then on top of that, fucking pissed off because shipping and handling did a absolute shit job of handling the package. Because there was a hole in the bottom of the fucking box. I mean, it wasn't very big, but you could definitely see some cardboard was missing from the layers of the box. And it's like, well, that's kind of shitty. And I don't know where exactly they ordered the doll from. If Discord ordered the doll from the same website I advertised on my YouTube, then whoever made that doll needs to get their shit together, because that's how good businesses ruin themselves. There's just certain people you don't hire for jobs, YouTube. And if you hire somebody to make sex dolls for your company and they do a shitty job putting them together, and then on top of that, if shipping handles the package roughly, come on. That's the equivalent of hiring a necrophiliac to work in a morgue. You just don't do that. Common sense would tell you, you just don't do that. And that's a gross analogy to make, but that's my point, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, in hindsight, I'm like, it probably could have been fixed, but it would have been a huge hassle, and I would have felt bad for it either way. And in hindsight, if I would have just come clean and said what I said in this video right here, people would have been like, what? No way. They would have, where's the proof, bro? And then I could have showed them the proof and taken pictures of the troubles I was having with my phone and then posted it to Discord. People would have seen that I wasn't lying. But making up some wild story about my sex doll getting stolen, that didn't do me any good. All it did was piss off and disappoint and hurt the people that care about me. And then believing the trolls when they were trying to convince me that the people who care about me were trolls, that's some fuckery right there. That was just the cherry on top of the bullshit cake. So it started with my fans getting sold a shitty sex doll to try to make me happy, which it did. You know, it was greatly appreciated. But the combination of emotions I was feeling when the whole thing snowballed the way it did, I overreacted, okay? And two things. One, I wished I would have destroyed it the way I did. And two, I wished I would have come clean about it the right, like what happened when it happened originally. Like I said in this video, not made up some, I wish I wouldn't have made up some elaborate story. You know what I'm saying? If I would have told the truth like it happened originally, if I would have told the truth originally like it happened, people would have been a bit more sympathetic with me. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I had an interview with Tommy NC2010 on Tommy Talks, and it was a good interview. But not even 58 minutes after the interview went live on YouTube, I had some motherfucker pretending to be me on YouTube. And I immediately confirmed that that wasn't the real KingCobraJFS on YouTube. And I reported that person's account for impersonation and let YouTube deal with it. Here's the problem right now, other than what happened. YouTube now no longer allows individual YouTubers to block each other. So if you got some relentless dickhead harassing you repeatedly on YouTube, all you can do is hide their comments. You can't really delete their comments, and you can't really block people on YouTube. But YouTube's also getting rid of the like button. Did you know this? YouTube's also getting rid of the like button. So you can't downvote it, but all you can do is not like the video or like the video. YouTube is taking away the option. Okay, YouTube is taking away the option to downvote videos. But they're also taking away the option to block people from your YouTube and actually full-on delete comments from your channel and shit. And it's like they're trying to make it better, and in ways they are making it better. But when I'm hearing from fellow YouTubers what's going on with the website, I have to scratch my head, people, and I'm going, okay, that's cool, you're getting rid of the downvote button for videos, so all people can do is choose to like the video or not choose to like the video. That means the YouTuber is not going to, in question, is not going to be forced to see a bunch of dislikes on the video. All they're going to be forced to see is comments. And YouTube is not going to take away the commenting system, because that would piss people off so much. They would be like, oh, freedom of speech and a right to express yourselves and blah, 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 blah. And if YouTube responded with, well, the reason why we're taking away the comments section is because people are being mean to each other. People would respond with, yeah, well, not everybody is mean to each other on YouTube. Some people genuinely show support on other people's channels, and it just, And now I still have this dope-ass microphone that my fans sent me. I keep it safe underneath Sean's ass. My dummy Sean up on the... And the reason why I have it up on the shelf up here is so I don't get cigarette ash on it with it sitting on my desk in front of me. I primarily use that microphone for recording GarageBand because the microphones I have on my cameras right now, both the plugged-in one and the built-in one, are shit for recording music on GarageBand. But when I plug in the microphone and turn GarageBand on and have GarageBand set to using that microphone, the sound quality for that music sounds much better. However, if I'm recording a video, well, while that microphone's plugged in, and if that microphone gets unplugged, the video will stop. No joke. I could start a video and plug the microphone in, and the video keeps playing, no problems. But if the microphone becomes unplugged, the video automatically stops. Isn't that weird? Huh. And that's what happened to me the second time around when I recorded this video. And then when I thought it was deleted, I stopped recording the third attempt at this video. I stopped recording the third attempt at this video. And then that's when the last version appeared, like some kind of weird glitch, you know, and I deleted both copies of the same video, basically, and basically just make it shorter and sweeter and to the point, you know. And, well, after I deleted last night's video where I went off on a drunken rant about random shit, including, you know, trust issues with people on the internet and shit, that video hurt a lot of people on Discord. Like, that made the situation even worse, you know. And the only way I could justify that, and I'm not justifying it in any way, but the only way I can explain myself on that one was that I genuinely believed the crap people were saying about friends of mine on the internet, you know. And the combination of all those shitty circumstances just made for a really, really bad couple of days. And admittedly so, I overreacted. And then admitting to that kind of thing, you know, and it doesn't justify my actions at all. It really doesn't. This right here is a Can Crush. It's all my homies, all my fans, all my friends on Discord. Now, if those of you who are still disappointed in me, it might not mean much, but it's an effort at least. You know, and I don't always make the smartest decisions, YouTube, and, you know, none of us do. No one's perfect, and that's the thing of it. But when I royally fucked up the way I did, due to the snowball effect of the 3 to 4 things that happened that caused this event to happen, First thing, the sex doll they sent me was poorly made. Second thing, the shipping for the doll was poorly made. The doll and the packaging was poorly handled. Third thing, when I got the doll, it was in some rough shape. Like the nails were missing from the hands, and there were little bits of silicone missing from various sections on the body. It wasn't nowhere you would it was nowhere you would immediately notice, but it was still there. Overall, for distance, the doll did look good, but when I tried to use it, it practically did tear on me after using it for like one whole night plus a morning. And that plus what the trolls were saying about friends of mine on Discord. And you know they're friends because even after I destroyed the sex doll, some of them, even though they're really disappointed in me, the majority of them, all of them, if not, all of them who are disappointed in me right now, even though they're really disappointed in me right now, they still watch my videos, That's how I know I have true fans right there. Is when I fuck up because of some shitty mistakes that were made on different people's parts, And I'd given up on the idea of a sex doll. Like, I realized I'm broke as shit right now. I think to myself, I can't get a girlfriend unless I get a job. And when I'm struggling to get a job, that kind of thing, the back and forth with that. And my fans were sensing that. And they're like, we want to make him feel better about his circumstance, So they try sending me a little bit of companionship. And fuck. Now, there's a good chance that I could have just stuck the doll in my closet and kept her there until I got fully repaired. I didn't have to go apeshit and lose my temper because of these shitty circumstances and tear it to pieces. And I'd find some way of making a video with it, because when I got the doll, YouTube, the first thing that popped into my head was get a dress made for it, put a wig on it, and do a ventriloquist act with it. It would have been funny as shit, but I missed out on an opportunity because of my overreacting and the shitty circumstances that happened. And I'm never going to get an opportunity like that again. So if that's something I want to do in the future, that's going to be 100% on me now. And honestly, I don't blame people for the way they're acting towards me right now. What ended up happening was someone sent me a video of what was said about me after I'd left Discord when they were confronting me about it. And yeah, they were really fucking pissed at me and disappointed. And honestly, YouTube, I can't blame them. If I would have put myself in their shoes for 1 second, what if I had sent a wand to a celebrity and they made a video just snapping it in half right in front of me and calling me a piece of shit for making it? How would I feel? Honestly, YouTube, I'd feel like shit. It'd make me want to give up making wands. That's how it'd make me feel. And then that's exactly how I made them feel, though. And just realizing that makes me feel even worse about the situation. And what should have happened was, as soon as the doll teared a little bit in the vagina, I should have stopped fucking in the vagina and specifically saved it just for anal and oral and a little bit of titty play, and that's it. And if I wanted to do anything else with it, I should have ordered parts to fix it up. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when you're trusting somebody to take your money and provide a service by selling you or someone you know an online product, and when that online product is poorly made and then handled shitty and has a shitty job being handled while it's being shipped, that kind of thing happens all the goddamn time. And it's so frustrating, YouTube, you have no idea. For a lot of us out there who've been through similar stories, and this is the thing, the company or the website that I would have ordered the sex doll from if I would have had the money literally warned people about this kind of thing, about ordering sex dolls from websites don't take as good a care as other websites do in making them and handling them and stuff. And at the end of the fucking day, these people were trying to do something nice for me. It was greatly appreciated. And on top of that, I was just sad that it broke, you know? Sad that it broke and I couldn't do anything immediately to fix it. You know? The comments are being sad, pissed off, and angry about it. It's a... Oh, dude. And getting angry is one thing, but taking it out on something that could have been easily fixed. I made the same mistake with my guitar, and I should have learned then that, you know, if something of yours breaks, don't break it even more. It can be fixed. And now, what do I have to show for it? I'm made out to look like a huge ass on YouTube. And on top of that, I no longer have a banging sex doll. So, you know, that's what I get. Okay, and on top of that, people are pissed and disappointed in me. Okay, that's what I get for my actions. And I gladly accept my consequences for my actions. Because I fucking deserve it. Okay, what else do you expect would happen? And on top of that, people on Discord think I have schizophrenia. Which I don't, but given the actions I've distributed lately, what else would they think, you know? I'm cold. I'm closing my window. I don't care. I was keeping it open for a bit to air out that tobacco smell, but we should be good. It's fucking November, and I still try to air it out as much as possible, but it's not nearly as much airing out the tobacco smell, especially when it gets colder, but it's still done. Trust and believe YouTube, it's still done. Oh, no, I got the hiccups, god damn it. And I had all of early this morning and today to think about what I've said on YouTube in the last couple of hours. And that maybe before I go chewing people's heads off, that maybe I need to take time and analyze the situation at hand before I go off making accusations. That if somebody says, oh, so-and-so is a troll, blah, 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 you shouldn't trust them. Look at who's saying it and look who they're talking about. And sincerely, open my eyes for one split second and look. You know, and have whatever common sense I have in me, use it, okay? Because this is how people lose a lot of good friends on the internet, is when trolls do everything in their power, and they don't even know subconsciously. There are a lot of people who fuck with me on the internet. Like, legitly. They don't care. People fucking with me on the internet, that gives them some sick entertainment in their lives. Yeah. So even to my haters, I provide some sort of entertainment. You know? I have trust issues on the internet because I've been fucked with so much. But the thing of it is not everyone on the internet is out to troll me. You know? And when I become troll paranoid, that leads me to do stupid things. Just as if anyone who cares about me on social media gets paranoid about trolls and they care too much, they could see somebody who also cares about me and thinks, oh, they're a troll, blah, 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 which causes the other person that also cares about me to say, no, this person's a troll, and it just... But yeah, you know, the combination of the sex doll being poorly made and then me breaking it and being sad that I broke it and angry that I couldn't fix it and embarrassed, you know, and pissed off for the fact that my fans got sold a shitty made sex doll and that UPS did a horrible job handling it. And then on top of that, I had people trying to convince me that people on Discord were just trolls, and they managed to convince me for a couple hours. But then, it kept eating me in the back of my mind, like, wait a second, hold on, stop. They're calling people on Discord trolls when they legitimately send you a doll, or at least try to, It's not Discord's fault that the company that made the doll did a shitty job. It's not Discord's fault that I broke it because shipping was horrible, And it's just like when I broke my guitars, man. Honestly, like, when the guitar broke, it could have been an easy enough fix, but I got mad because it broke and I overreacted. And the ventriloquist skit, because the first thing I seen when I opened up the sex doll was, oh god, the ventriloquist skit with this thing. That would be funny. And then my fans are trying to help, and it's just, I don't know. But I kind of given up on the idea of the sex doll anyway, because I realized there are more important things in my life, It's not that the gesture wasn't appreciated, because believe me, it was. That sex doll made me pretty happy, but then when it started falling apart on me, I'm just like, no, come on, oh, why? Someone tries to do something nice for me, and I can't have that, can I? And then if I wouldn't have overreacted, the situation wouldn't have been as bad, People would have been looking at it like the Sprite remix when it was sent to me, like, oh shit, kind of thing. But no, dude, every time I overreact in a situation, and it always leads to me fucking up or making the situation worse, I always kick myself in the Asperger's for it, And kicking myself in the Asperger's for it isn't going to do me any fucking good at all, If I am capable of doing it, I need to learn from my mistakes. Like, totally 100%, I'm sure my neighbor's probably got a kick out of it, like, the fuck is in the dumpster? Is that a human body? Oh no, it's a broken sex doll. Ew. Okay, whatever. And kind of move on with your day. Like, honey, you're not going to believe what I saw when I was taking out the trash. What? I saw a dismantled sex doll. Ew. That's creepy and disgusting. I know, right? And if I would have came clean like I did on this video in the first place, things would be a lot different. I could have reached out to the fans and said, hey, look, my sex doll's broken and I barely used it. We could have raised money to fix it and everything. But no, I didn't think that, dude. I was too blindsided by anger at the circumstances, Angry that my fans try to do something nice for me and they get screwed in the process too. And not just from what I've done, but from like what the manufacturer did, man. Like, it doesn't matter if you're buying a sex doll or not. Okay, if you were to buy an electric guitar online, and if you got that shit shipped to your fucking door, you unbox that son of a bitch, and you plug it into your amp. You turn on the amp, but guess what? The amp jack doesn't work. You'd be taking it to a guitar shop somewhere, or you'd be sending it back to the person you got it from, or persons or company, and being like, hey, look, this is bullshit. And I'm kind of thinking that if I would have sent the sex doll back to whoever sent it to me, and they would have sent it back to the company, it would have been made right. But I didn't think that. I didn't think. I got mad and I overreacted. And now I've lost 2 awesome guitars and a beautiful sex doll that had potential, all because I overreacted. And you reach that breaking point in your life where you just, you start realizing that overreacting doesn't get you anywhere. There were sometimes overreacting might help in like a very rare circumstance, but 9 times out of 10, overreacting and getting pissed off doesn't solve anything. Oh. I've been chain smoking pipe tobacco to try to keep my stress level down because on top of the fact that shipping handled the sex doll poorly, the fact that the sex doll was poorly made, and then, yeah, everything altogether is just one giant clusterfuck of why. YouTube, why? And then, on top of everything else, the fucking self-hatred I have for the mistake I've made, you know? Kind of thing. But for what it's worth, you know, it's definitely, if you were to get something like that, if you were to get a sex doll and they didn't screw you over on making it or the shipping, and you got a legit product and you ordered it from a legit website, that's definitely an option to consider if you have a hard time catching a date, or you're just having a really long dry spell and you want something to kind of ease the tension of it, you know. And that's what my fans are trying to do. They're trying to help me ease the tension. That's all. They were not trying to screw me over. That was on the company who made it and the shipping, you know. And it was very easy to get blindsided by people who pretend to be your friend and say blah blah blah, we care and we think da 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 da, you know. And it's because people who watch me on YouTube have seen me get fucked with so many times that when they see new people enter my life, you know, they're protective, you know. And that's how a lot of people felt about Discord at first, but when they legitimately seen that they did this kind gesture for me, all of a sudden their opinions of Discord started changing, and that made the haters jealous. So lo and behold, you know, that caused them to do what they did. And little did they know that the sex doll was poorly made and that shipping and handling had roughed it up a bit. Little did they know that when they were doing that shit, that it played perfectly into trolling me because of the situation I was going through, and trying to explain this to everybody when I feel guilty about the whole thing, you know. And it's like Vapor said, he was able to forgive me for the pocket pussy breaking, but the sex doll being destroyed to pieces, that he said was the straw that broke the camel's back. And honestly, I don't blame him. The fact he's even still a fan of mine watching my videos is more than I can say for my character, honestly. Way more than I could say for my character. A bit of pipe tobacco to soothe a quandering mind. Yes, that sounds marvelous. And the struggle with having it, I'm not trying to draw attention away from the situation, but the struggle of having Asperger's can suck sometimes because I don't always pick up on social cues. So sometimes people control me pretty hard on YouTube and Facebook and get away with it because I don't always pick up on it very quickly. And people use that to their advantage for their own sick, twisted entertainment. You know, and the things they said about me after I got done talking to them the other day, I don't blame them one bit. I deserved what they said about me, you know. But, you know, when they get lied to about the situation to begin with, and then they get told the truth the second time, it makes it hard for them to believe you. And on top of that, if you don't mention everything, like just bits and pieces of it, it makes me look like a really shitty person. Hopefully this is the last retake I have to do with this video. 4 times now I've had to redo this fucking video. And then you get trolls who encourage me to do stupid things. I've had trolls encourage me to set up a GoFundMe campaign for the sex doll. And that's highly inappropriate to do for something like GoFundMe. And, you know, I wish I hadn't done it, because trolls were just doing that because they want to get a laugh out of laughing at someone's expense like me. And, you know, and they were trying to do something good for me, and it just, oh. I think it needed like an extra tube or something. I don't fucking know. All I gotta say is, if you're gonna get a sex doll YouTube, you gotta shop wisely. Because you go to a website that's a cheap knockoff of one other website's product, and they're poorly made, and they get shipped to you in like the worst condition possible, and they break easy, you know. And it's unfortunate when it happens, but this is the problem with online shopping sometimes, is that people take advantage of people, you know. And it's disgusting. It really is. That's one of the main reasons why I was pissed about it when it broke in the first place. And the combination of being pissed off at and upset and sad and embarrassed at multiple different situations all at once, just, you know. And people have asked me, would I do that to a real girl? Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. You know, I know better than that. Come on now. I wouldn't be surprised if no one believed me after watching this video, and it is what it is. But I've told the truth now. I've come clean about the issue. The last video I tried to apologize by adding a little bit of humor, by holding up the doll's dismembered face in a video like some fucking Ed Gein looking shit, and going, hey YouTube, I know what I did was eerie, but just know that I'm here for you, and I know that you guys are here for me, you know, kind of thing. Man. I had fans who supported me on YouTube, and they were sympathizing with me in my time of need and not having any companionship, and they were trying to do things to help. And between me destroying it out of rage from a mixture of emotions, and the doll being a shitty made doll in the first place, like, oh my, like, no one can physically plan for this kind of emotional fuckery. Like, there is no, they cannot fake something. Writing a movie about something like this people would find the story hard to believe. In a world where people get screwed over by online shopping. Wait, if you're doing that guy's voice, you gotta do it right. In a world where online shoppers are fucked with. Yeah. It'd be no different. You order a guitar or a lawnmower or any other product online, and you get the product to your door and it doesn't work, or there's parts missing, or it's damaged in the process of shipping it, or it breaks after you use it. Like, any one of you in my situation, and the biggest thing, YouTube, is when you have that many emotions hitting you at once for various different reasons that I've mentioned in this video, I didn't know what to do. I did not know what to fucking do. And on top of that, I had people on fucking Facebook were telling me a whole bunch of fucking lies about Reddit. Oh, I mean, not Reddit, but, excuse me. I had a whole bunch of people on Facebook telling me a whole bunch of lies about Discord and shit. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. And it didn't help, you know, subconsciously, whether they realized or not, people took advantage of me again in a situation where I didn't know what the fuck to do because of the other circumstances, and it made things even worse. It just snowballed, YouTube. And the only thing I can do is explain my side of the story and hope that people understand to some degree. Like, I know a lot of these things that people are going to say that's not the point. People are going to say things like that's not the point. And I'm well aware of the fact that that's not the point, but come on, YouTube. I wasn't pissed at the fact that my fans were trying to do something nice for me. I was pissed at the fact that they got sold a crappy sex doll that was put together poorly and that it was shipped to me in crappy condition. Like, those two things did not help the situation at all, you know. It made the kind gesture look a little suspect, that's all I'm saying. But I had to sit here and analyze it bit by bit, and this is the conclusion that I've come up with. This is the hypothesis that I've developed. And unfortunately, this isn't the first time something like this has happened. There are plenty of people out there who order stuff online, and then something like this happens to where the product doesn't work after a couple uses, or the product shows up to their door dented or broken or some shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's not right, YouTube. If you're paying somebody your hard-earned money, either for somebody else, for yourself, or for yourself, damn it, doesn't matter, because, you know, you're paying somebody for a product at the end of the fucking day. Therefore, you expect them to deliver that product as you have paid for it. Now, if you're paying for a used lawnmower, okay, if you are paying for a used lawnmower, yes, it's going to have some problems. But if you're paying for a brand new lawnmower, generally you don't expect it to have problems. You know, you expect to be able to fuel it up and cut your grass right out of the box, no issues, you know. But if you got shipped something that was brand new that broke on you after you used it, you know, or had, you know, like minor damage to it, and getting it to your front step, you be pissed too. Don't even try to deny, okay? You be pissed too. Trying to explain myself doesn't justify my actions. And like I said, if I would have explained myself like this when it first happened, this way, people would have been a bit more sympathetic towards me. They would have been like, well, that stinks. You know, when I was on Tommy NC 2010 earlier today, I don't know if I mentioned that, but the interview went really good. But not even 56 minutes, not even 50 fucking 6 minutes after I did the interview with Tommy, some motherfucker on YouTube was pretending to be me. This account had no videos. The person had taken a picture of me online and stolen my online ID and was pretending to be me on the comment section, sitting there saying, oh, this video doesn't have me in it, it's all a lie, blah, blah, blah. When I myself am reading the comments on the videos 56 minutes after I just got done doing the video. Holy shit. And not only did I confirm that that account was fake, I also reported that account for being fake. Did I mention that YouTube no longer allows you to block people from your channel? You can hide comments from your channel, and that's about it. And you can like videos, and that's about it. You can't downvote videos, and you can't block people from your channel. Which, that's like YouTube kind of helping and then kind of making things worse at the same time, if you ask me. Well, that's the situation. And the reason why I deleted the video I made last night is because that video stemmed from all the frustration of the circumstances in which I've mentioned involving that sex doll that was sent to me. That on top of all the trolls saying the things they were saying, trying to convince me. And for a moment they did have me convinced, you know. And it didn't help that when the situation had happened, they were naturally pissed at me. But I mistook that anger for what the trolls were saying, like the trolls on Facebook that were saying, all these people on Discord are all fake, blah, 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 blah. And when they were saying the things they were saying about me, when I seen that after I left the conversation, for a couple hours I believed it. But then I had to stop and think for a second, like, wait a minute, what if, and this is a big what if, hypothetical, what if you made a wand for a celebrity, and what if that celebrity snapped it right in front of your face, and said, fuck you to my face after I made it? How would that make me feel? And stopping to think about it for a second, if I took the time to make an awesome wand for a celebrity I admired, or just any celebrity in general, and they pulled that shit off in front of me, I'd be like, that was kind of harsh, bro. But even then, when I make my wands and sell them to people, I'm going to make damn sure I produce a quality product. I won't break on you as soon as you fucking ship it to somebody. That's why I don't use UPS when I ship my wands. I use US Postal. They do a way better job of handling their packaging. And they do worldwide shipping too, so that's convenience. Well, it would be like if you bought a car brand new off the lot, and you got like 4 miles down the road and the car just stops working. You'd be pissed that you wasted all that money on a car that doesn't work or that has problems. You know. That was easily an $800 sex doll. That was not worth $1,000. Because when I got that sex doll out of the box, there were fingernails missing from the hands. The wire skeleton that makes the doll move was poking out of the fingers, and there were small chunks taken out of the silicone itself in various areas. Nowhere too noticeable, like you'd see chunks of silicone taken out of on the side of the leg. And this is all when I got it out of the box, mind you. And I'm like, whoever fucking made this needs to go back to molding school and learn how to mold a fucking sex doll right, because the finish on the silicone at a distance, you know, there weren't chunks missing from anywhere major, but when you could see, like on the inner bottom half of the leg in this general area right here, you'd see like a big patch of silicone that wasn't, you know, evenly applied or whatever. It didn't look right. It didn't look realistic at all. And when people are trying to sell you a sex doll, their pitch is realistic as fuck, you know, and how are they going to legitimately pitch that if the doll, the final production of said doll looks like crap, and if shipping does a horrible job handling the packaging? How are they going to say that? You know, they can't. They really can't. But the fact of the matter is that even after this whole scenario, I still have people who love me and care about me on YouTube, and they still watch my videos, both fans and friends, and that means I have true fans and true friends out there, and that's something to never forget, YouTube, and I mean never, ever forget. So much for keeping the video short, an hour long, that's plenty. I've said my piece. Thanks for watching, YouTube. If you have not seen the Tommy NC 2010 Gothic King Cobra interview, definitely gotta check that out. I made Tommy laugh his ass off on that interview, and not even 5 minutes after I destroyed my sex doll, one of my friends was calling me, and they were having suicidal depression. And the thing of it is, YouTube, is I've been through that kind of depression before, so I was doing everything in my power to talk my friend out of it, and I actually managed to talk my friend out of it. And I know that doesn't justify my actions, but it's something at least. The sex doll is an awesome option, but I'm young enough now, and that if I apply the right techniques to fixing my life a little bit, that I wouldn't need to get a sex doll if I met the right one and actually had a job and shit, you know. And part of the reason why I wanted the sex doll to begin with is because I have no confidence in myself at all. And because of the Asperger's, I struggle with trying to find companionship with the opposite sex and shit, which most guys struggle with that to some degree anyway. But when you're socially awkward to begin with, you're automatically going to be misunderstood, and quite often that paints a very bad picture for you. I'm not saying these things to justify my actions, you know, I'm just saying them because it kind of needs to be said, you know. Right now, I understand that a lot of people on Discord are still very disappointed in me, so I'm not even going to go on myself for a good grip, you know. We're going to stay off Discord for a minute, and kind of let things cool off if they do, kind of thing, you know. A lot of people would accuse me of being forced to go on to Discord, and the thing of it is I was never forced to go on to Discord. I did that all on my own accord, all puns aside. Well, I've done enough rambling for one video. This is KingCobraJFS with another video. Thank you for watching. Catch y'all later.